know you didn't think that you was the best, but you're doing things right. This man is providing for his family. We doing things right. We have to be taught. We have to be taught by somebody, because I didn't know this. I didn't know this. So we have to be taught. This have to be explained. Like when you work your job, they have to explain certain things. You got that? Read.
James chapter 1 verse 22.
Read.
But be ye doers of the word.
Be ye what?
Be ye doers of the word.
That's what the officer was bringing out. You got to do something. Today, you've got to make up your mind. You got to make up your mind. You got a lot of information, sir. You got a lot of information, sir. You got a lot of things that you have to go and teach your daughter now. Give me that in Deuteronomy 6 and 7. There's a lot of things that you got to go and teach your family, your wife. You got to go and teach your family wife. You learned a lot today about his red eyes, about his complexion of his skin. It's a lot of things that you have to do now. When you're at your job, you don't get paid for standing there for doing nothing. That's why I brought that scripture out. You have to do something.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6. And these words, which I command thee this day, shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
They shall teach them to your children. You got to go here from today, and you got to teach this to your daughter. You got to go today. And when it say children, it's not just explicit to the children. You got to teach it to your wife, your mother, your uncle. You got to teach them these things. Is that it on that?
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way.
You gonna talk about it when y'all going back to the car. Dang, did you know that? I didn't know all this that they was talking about. I didn't know that Christ was a black man. You know why? Because they didn't want you to know that. When they brought you over here on these slave ships, they beat that out of you. They beat that out of you. There was one time that we knew that Christ was black, but now we don't. Give me that in Deuteronomy about how this happened to us. 28, I'm sorry.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
It's going to come to pass. He talking about these days. This is a prophecy. It's going to come to pass. We're going to get this too. This was in the Bible, sir. Not just for the blacks, this was for your people too. Read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
This is it in a nutshell. How do we get in this situation? Why we got our hands up? Hands up, don't shoot, but we still getting shot. Why is your people at the border and their children being taken? Ain't been there in 3 years. Got them up with aluminum foil, keeping them running. Why? Because they didn't listen. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe, that means to listen. That's why we in this state. That's why you have to do something. That's why I brought that out. Don't just be a hearer, be a doer. You got to do something now. Drop that and give me Psalms 119, 49. You know what I want. So we gotta do something. We understand how we got in this situation from not listening. If you tell your daughter to be home at 9 o'clock and she come home at 9:30, it's gonna be a problem, right? You're not gonna just say, oh, it's okay, go on in. She's gonna get in some trouble for that, right? That's the same thing that happened with us. Read.
The Psalms chapter 119, verse 59. I thought on my way.
So what we want you to do, sir, what we want you to do, what we want your daughter to do, is to think on this information. You say, I don't know if I want heaven. I'm not sure. We want you to think and ponder. This information, this isn't our word. We're bringing this out of the King James Bible.
Yeah.
Read.
And turned my feet unto thy testimonies.
And turn, I want to go and read it for myself. Read.
I made haste and delayed not.
I'm sorry. Make haste. Make haste. You want to do this quick. Because we're not promised tomorrow. Read that over since I messed that up. Read that.
I made haste.
He went quick. David said he did this quick. I'm learning this. I'm finding out new things. I need to find out more about this. Read.
And delayed not.
Don't delay. I'm going to check them out next time they're on the corner. No. When you get, we got a scan, we can scan you in where you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. We got all social media forms where you can get in contact with us. Make haste today. Read.
And delay not to keep thy commandments.
To keep what?
To keep thy commandments.
Since y'all been hearing, this is the same thing that you've been hearing over and over and over. That was the problem, and that's the solution. The problem is we didn't keep the commandments. The solution is you say, well, what good is that going to do us now? The officer was bringing that out. What good can it do you now? Keeping the commandments will put you in a right standing with Christ. Drop that and go back to read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
That's another thing. The Sabbath day to keep it holy. This is the Sabbath day. The so-called Christians, The people that started all this, they teach you it's on a different day. We're supposed to keep it holy. What does holy mean? Keep it set apart. This is a special day. We could be doing a lot of things today, but we're not. We're out here to try to edify you, teach you and your daughter, teach this young man about his family and where he came from and his history, about what we can start doing going forward. Read it again.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Why did it say remember?
Bring it out.
Because we would forget it. You didn't know all this information. I didn't know all this information. I'm still learning. We have to be taught this. That's what going into being born again is. We have to be retaught. We have to be retrained. Read.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Keep it set apart, sir.
6 days shalt thou labor.
So the Most High has given us commandments. He's given us rules. He's given us conditions on what to do. He says 6 days you can go to work.
And do all thy work.
Do what you want to do. Have a good time with your family. Spin, shop, go visit family members. But what?
But the seventh day,
But he said, hold on, pause, but read.
the seventh day,
But the seventh day, when you what is the first day of the week first? Before you can understand what the seventh day, we need to understand what the first day of the week. What's the first day of the week, young lady? Monday? What do you say the first day of the week is? Sunday would be right. So now that we established that Sunday is the first day, read that again from the top.
but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So you start from Sunday, you count 7 days, that will give you Saturday. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That is the Sabbath. That is the day we're supposed to keep holy, keep separate, and have a special reverence to the Most High. And do what?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
We shouldn't do what?
Any work.
So this will be it today on this Saturday. We shouldn't do work. A lot of people are working today. They're working at AutoZone. As you see, if we're right here, we can't be at work. We're here right now. This is the work we're doing. We're doing the work for the Most High. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou nor thy son.
No, you don't want your daughter working on this day. Because why? This is a commandment. I told you to be home at 9 o'clock. Don't come here at 9. It's a commandment. And it comes with consequences. Read.
Nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant.
Anybody that's in your family, in your house, if you're following these rules, don't let them break it. Don't let them go outside of it. Read.
Nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is
Even the cattle, that's how serious it is. That's how serious it is to the Most High. Even the cattle. Read.
nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Read.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day.
He did what the seventh day?
Rested the seventh day.
So he wants us to rest. So he rested on that day. So what are we supposed to be doing? You're hearing what we're not supposed to do. But so what? You need to know more of what we are supposed to do. It's certain things. You just found out this day is special. This day is separate from the other 6 days. So what are we supposed to be doing now? You got what I want? Read.
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation.
Slow down.
Even these are my feasts.
So this is a holy convocation. This is what we're doing. We have to congregate. You have to congregate. You have to be around people that's like-minded. Like how you don't understand everything, you need to be around people that's going to teach you about your history. When you're at the job and they're training you, and you work for McDonnell Douglas, AutoZone can't help you. It's the people at McDonnell Douglas that's going to have to help you. So you got to be around like-minded people. The prophets. We're that like-minded people. We want to show you and your daughter and your family how we're supposed to live. Read.
6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest.
It's a rest. We keep hearing that again. It's important. Why? Because we don't want to go against God's rule. That's what got us in this situation. Drop back to Deuteronomy 28. So I was telling you that because this is the Sabbath day. This is a special day to him. We're not supposed to be buying on this day. We're not supposed to be selling on this day. We're supposed to congregate with like-minded people on this day. Like-minded means we all believe the same thing. We all speak the same thing. We all have our fringes on our shirt. We understand that it's things that we're supposed to do and not supposed to do.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.